Hi friends! So, I have been getting a lot of different comments about my weight and how I look, whether it be positive or negative. And I've been getting these comments for as long as I could remember. But I'm just gonna say it has to stop. We have to stop commenting on other people's bodies, and here is why. Reason number one is that you don't know what they're going through in life. Losing weight is not synonymous to being happy and healthy. I'm sure a lot of people have heard the phrase either directly or just in passing, but you know when people are like, oh my god, did you lose weight? You look so good. And yes, they're saying it as a positive thing, but it can actually still be pretty harmful. So people who have lost a significant amount of weight, they could be doing it healthily with, a workout regime and just maybe eating a little bit more better, I don't know. But they could be losing weight because of something else entirely. Sometimes it's stress, sometimes it's trauma, sometimes it's chronic illnesses, sometimes it's COVID, sometimes it's mental illnesses, heartbreak, grief. There's so many different other non-positive reasons as to why they lost weight. So saying that they look good for losing weight is not only complimenting their bodies, but you're also somewhat complimenting the reason as to why it happened, even if you don't intend to. Even if you're, 100% you just want to support this person, it can come off in a non-very supportive way. For example, one of my favorite TV shows is BoJack Horseman, and if you haven't watched BoJack Horseman, y'all need to do it right now. It is amazing. Okay. But there's a scene where Herb and Sarah Lynn are talking, and Sarah Lynn's like, oh my god, you look so good. Like, are you into CrossFit or something? And Herb is just like, Sarah Lynn, I have cancer. That's the perfect example of why you shouldn't really comment on other people's bodies, because once again, Sarah Lynn had no idea that Herb was going through cancer, but he was. So about a year ago, I was going through a couple of body image issues, and I was just generally really unhappy, and I ended up taking it out on my body, and I lost a lot of weight. But my relatives looked at me and they were like, wow, you got old so fast, like you lost so much weight. And it just made me feel just horrible. Some people may work out and start eating healthier and taking care of their bodies in a healthy and sustainable way, and that itself is definitely something to be celebrated. But even then, I don't really think that we should be commenting on other people's bodies. We don't know what the other person is going through, whether it be a physical thing or a mental thing or an emotional thing, so it's just better not to comment altogether. So the other main reasons as to why we shouldn't comment on other people's bodies is that it's somewhat body shaming. So let's get into that. So let's talk about thin shaming or skinny shaming. The definition of beauty that we've been force-fed, at least a lot for women, is that being skinny is beautiful. But it doesn't mean that skinny people aren't shamed for their bodies too. A lot of the comments that I heard geared towards my skinny friends were, your legs look like chopsticks. Or like, oh my god, you should go eat something. And the thing is, y'all do realize that this is body shaming, right? Like, you're shaming somebody because of their body. It's literally the definition of body shaming. This is just my own personal thoughts, but I feel like this comes from a place of jealousy. The people who shame thin people are somewhat jealous of their skinniness because they've also been brainwashed to think that that's something that they have to be. So when they see a skinny person, they have this impulse to project their insecurities onto them and try and drag them down to make them feel a little bit better. That's just my thoughts. These and other body-related comments are incredibly unnecessary. Yes, their legs may be skinnier than the person next to them, but does it really need to be commented on? I don't think so. It just makes people more self-conscious about themselves, and it imposes twisted beauty standards on them as well. And it's really interesting to see that thin shaming It's not just about looks. When my thin or skinny friends open up about, the struggles that they're going through in life, or maybe their own body image issues, the default response they get is that, oh my god, but you're so skinny, what more do you want? I'm sorry, does being skinny just magically erase any form of physical or emotional stress? I don't think so. Skinny people can struggle through their body image issues. They can, struggle through life because before they're skinny, before they're thin, they're human beings. Next up is fat shaming. I was a fat kid growing up, so I have been shamed a lot because of my weight. Probably the comment that I got the most while I was being shamed was, oh my god, you would be so much prettier if you lost weight. So when I was talking to a relative about, all the good food that I've been eating, she just looked at me and she was like, yeah, I can tell it shows. Let me tell you, I shut up real quick and I got so self-conscious to eat in front of her. And sometimes when I would be like, treating myself to maybe some ice cream or maybe like a nice sandwich or maybe some tacos or something, people would always comment and they would be like, that's why you can't lose weight. I'm sorry, did I ask you? But real talk, this can be the seed for anxiety, depression, eating disorders, negative body image, and even possibly body dysmorphia. And the really surprising thing is that people actually think that fat shaming will result in weight loss, and it's supposed to be like motivational. Let me tell you, that could not be more wrong. It's an actual proven fact with data. There have been studies on this, that fat shaming directly leads to a higher rate of obesity. So, not very motivating. Fat shaming is a very, very different thing than thin shaming, but they're both body shaming, and that's not okay. And there's also one specific person that I want to talk about with the whole commenting on body situation, and that is Cassie Ho of Blogilates. I have been following her channel. I have been doing Blogilates for about like 10 years. Oh my god, it's been 10 years. Holy shit. Anyway, so in the last couple of years, she went on this 90-day journey to get into the best shape of her life. And she started this because she just really wasn't happy and really wasn't comfortable in her own body. And throughout the 90 days, she was, testing to see what works for her, what doesn't work for her. And as a result, she got lean and toned and a lot more happier. And I'm like, dude, that's amazing. But that is when everybody flipped out. I mean, like, she was even in the newspapers. I mean, like, albeit the Daily Mail, but still. And people were actively hating on her for going on this journey. And they were calling her a disappointment, or they were like, oh, we really hope that you get the mental help that you deserve. Okay, listen. Cassie set a goal for herself for the 90-day journey. She achieved it. She is living her best life. She is not being fat phobic. She is not being anti-body positive. I just don't understand why you can't lose weight and still be body positive. And the funny thing is that before her 90-day journey, people labeled her as the fat fitness influencer. She was toned and lean, in my opinion, but people always had something to comment about her body. Notice that prior to and after her 90-day journey, she's constantly getting comments about her body. She's opened up about how this has affected her mental health, and it's honestly heartbreaking to think that she's just out here living her best life and these hating people are constantly making her feel shitty about her body. A lot of people are like, oh, but she's a fitness influencer, she should just get used to it. But no, just because she's a fitness influencer doesn't give you the right to comment on her body. Well, if you're wondering, well, what am I gonna comment on if I can't comment on other people's bodies? Pick something specific that's not about their weight. There are so many things There's so many things that make people unique and beautiful that don't really concern their weight. Here are a couple of things that I personally love to comment on and I love to get. Number one, vibes. That, oh, peak compliment. Also, if their fit is super nice, like, oh my God, I love your outfit. Or maybe they have a really nice smile. I love your smile. People with really nice smiles, oh, or maybe the way that they think, the way that they present themselves. Or maybe their cute habits. Or if you genuinely don't know what to say, you can just be like, oh, you look so good. It's simple. Just take out the weight part and just say, you look happy or you look good. That's it. Hey, that is all I have for this video, and I will leave you with this. It is 2022. It's about time that we stop commenting on other people's bodies. So, thank you so much for sticking around. If you want to hear more about my thoughts, rants, nonsense, whatever you want to call this, you can subscribe to my channel, you can follow me on Instagram, we can be pen pals. I'm actually down for being pen pals if y'all want, so I will see you next time. Sending you my love and support always.